I'm all stressed about trying to get this out in a timely fashion, but I literally know both of my viewers by name, so hello Dominic, hello Peyton. I am the UFC Janitor, and welcome to my picks for UFC 313 Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev going down this Saturday in Las Vegas, Nevada. Starting with the first fight. Did not actually know this fight was happening until today. This is Chris Gutierrez versus John Castaneda. John Castaneda was supposed to be on my last card. All you avid hardcore janitor watchers are going to remember him from my last video because I never actually took it out. But instead, he just got pushed over to this week, which Chris Gutierrez is supposed to be on this card. John Castaneda was not. Late edition, sloppy matchmaking. I'm going to be honest, I did zero research for this fight. I'm picking John Castaneda because I picked him in my last video. Moving on, Jordan Santos versus Ozzy Diaz. This is Jordan Santos' real UFC debut. He fought on the Contender Series, but that doesn't really mean anything. There's a lot of blobs that win on the Contenders, and then they go on to do nothing, and then there's a lot of goats on the Contender Series, so who knows. Santos does stay pretty comfortable in there. It looks like he's kind of, I don't know, he's got this zen to him. He's got a little bit of aura, you may say. I don't know, he's got really, really clean boxing. He has the grappling advantage. Honestly, Ozzy Diaz is garbage. Ozzy Diaz got knocked out by B. Joe Pyfer. He's literally the reason that Dana White was sucking this guy off. So, I mean, I don't know. Santos is 27, Ozzy Diaz is 34. I feel like that's almost the only statistic I have to say. I'm picking Santos, obviously. He's probably going to get the finish. If he doesn't, it's going to be a really boring decision, and who cares? Moving on to the next one. Myron Santos versus Francis Marshall. It would be goated if I could actually talk correctly into this mic. Myron Santos, he has good feints. He has pretty decent striking. A lot of people are giving this guy a lot of hype. He's actually like a ridiculous favorite on this card. His wrestling's bad though. He's not that good at grappling. I don't know why nobody's talking about that. He's actually he's not gonna get held up against the fence. I think actually exactly he's gonna get held up against the fence, or he's just flat gonna get taken down. Francis Marshall beat William Gomi. He's at least got a 6.5 grappling stat. Francis Marshall does, and I think that's enough to take down Myron Santos, hold him down there. Francis Marshall also has his own really good striking. He stood up and struck with William Gomi for, 3 rounds pretty much. So I don't understand all the disrespect to Francis Marshall. I'm picking Francis Marshall. Probably going to be a decision, not that interesting of a fight. He could get the finish though. Who knows? I think that's pretty good value though for an underdog. Moving on to the next fight, Alex Morono versus Carlos Leal. Honestly, I didn't even research this fight. I like Alex Morono. He's the great white shark or whatever the hell. But, he's like a minus 500 favorite, Carlos Leal is. So I don't even care about this. But I will say there's nothing that really tells me Carlos Leal is good either. So Alex Morono might fluke this one. Who knows? MMA is weird. Moving on to the next one. This fight is actually pretty saucy. Bruno Ferreira versus Armen Petrosyan. Armen Petrosyan is bad. It's actually literally my first upload on this channel, that short of me screaming. Armen Petrosyan sucks. He sucks so bad that people thought Shara Bullet was good. What? And then, example A, see Shara Bullet versus MVP. This kid sucks. He only has one eyeball. He wouldn't have even been able to be sanctioned in the UFC. Whatever. Enough talking about Shara Bullet. Armen Petrosyan sucks. He's the one who, double spinning back-fisted against Shara. Awful. Bruno has way more finishing potential. He has 9 knockouts and 3 submissions. He had a way close fight with Abis Nurmagomedov. I think he won that fight. Could have finished him on multiple occasions in that fight. I think he's just a more well-rounded person. I think Bruno Ferreira has the striking advantage and the grappling advantage. Maybe arguably he is worse at striking, but whoopsie daisy. Most of the time the grappler beats the striker, and I'm a striker fan. I hate saying that. But whatever, I'm going Ferreira pick. I think that's an easy W. I think Petrosyan sucks. I think Petrosyan needs to make his way to the PFL, pack his bags, go to the GFL or something. I don't know. Bellator's not around anymore. Maybe move to one championship. Moving on to the next fight, though. Joshua Van versus Ray Tsuruya, or whatever. This fight hurts because these people are exactly my age. I am 23 years old. I just turned 23 years old in January, and that's exactly how old Joshua Van is, and Ray is only a year younger. So, kind of hurts, whatever, I'm just going to deal with that. I'm not going to cry. Joshua Van has faced a lot tougher competition, but also with that being said, this is flyweight. What is tough competition? Does tough competition exist before the top 5, top 10 of the UFC? As far as I'm concerned, they're all exactly the same, and then they're decent. You know what I mean? Like, you can be real with me. How many flyweights can you name right now that aren't DJ or Henry Cejudo, like actually active in the UFC right now? Alexandre Pantoja, Kai Kara France. What? I'm not getting into that. Flyweight sucks. Everybody knows flyweight sucks. There is no competition skill gap. I'm biased. I'm an anime boy. I like the Narutos. I like the Two Pieces. I'm going with my Japanese boy. Please, 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 for the love of God, the one person who is watching my video looking for gambling advice, you already know not to pick with me on this one. You're going to go with Joshua Van. I know you're going to go with Joshua Van. But let me be biased. Fuck off. Moving on to the next fight. Curtis Blades versus Rizvan Kunaev. Heavyweight is dog water, but to a capacity there is a little bit of, like Curtis Blades is good. I went to Columbus. I saw Curtis Blades knock out Dawkins. Curtis Blades is good. He just keeps getting unlucky by facing every single person who's able to shut off God. Like I think Ngannou, Derek Lewis, Sergey, and Tom Aspinall are all literally able to knock out, insert thing with a perfect defense. Unbreakable anime barriers, and Sergey Pavlovich is just punching through it. Curtis Blades is always stuck facing those types of guys, okay? Rizvan is not that type of guy, though. Curtis Blades is going to pick him up and dump him on his stupid Russian head. Curtis Blades pick all the way. Moving on, finally, we've got the main card. Bobby Green versus Mauricio Hufi. I'm just going to say this right now. Breaking news today earlier, we found out in an interview that Hufi isn't actually his last name. He just changed or put it down because of the Luffster Luffy from Monkey D. One Piece. That's actually pretty huge. I was already going to pick him. I a million% would have changed my pick on the fly if I found that out. Bobby Green is almost 40 years old. He's 38. That's really, really bad. And one of the things people say is that you lose your speed first. And Bobby Green's advantage over most people is his speed. It's not his power. It's not like he just comes in and shuts people off. He's not this big old, clunky lightweight or anything like that. I think we're going to find out if he has the speed advantage very, very early on into that fight. It's not going to take a long time to see if Hufi, whatever the fuck, is able to hit him before he's able to hit back, Hufi is a little bit dumb, though. He's kind of a clip farmer. He's kind of an aura merchant. He kind of will have a guy stunned and then try some weird rolling thunder bicycle kick for absolutely no reason. I don't know why that is. He just wants, TikTok highlight reels really, really bad at the cost of finishing people, though. People shit on Sean O'Malley for, air dribbling in the octagon. At least he was knocking people out on his come-up. Anyway, not going to get into that. Hufi does hit hard, though. Probably gets the KO. Probably is faster. Probably going to be a pretty good fight, but I don't know. I'm not picking fight of the night or anything like that. Moving on to the next one. Is this the only female fight on the card? That's actually kind of crazy. Amanda Lemos versus Yasmin Lucindo. First thing I want to say about this fight is for some reason I gaslit myself into thinking Amanda Lemos beat Jessica Andrade when she 100% didn't. She got standing arm triangled by Andrade. I remember watching that fight and then thinking, oh, so Lemos just sucks. She's just absolutely, she has negative submission defense. How did you get standing arm triangled? That's insane. Whatever, moving past that. I don't know. She lost to Virna Jandiroba. Fun fact, actually, these two women have the exact same finishing stats, which is 8-1 KOs to 3-2 subs, at least according to ESPN. So if I'm wrong, sue ESPN and not me. Lemos is 37. Yasmin is only 23. I think that is going to come in handy. I think this is going to be one of the last fights that Lemos' age is actually an advantage for her. I don't know. Yasmin's probably the better grappler. Lemos is the better striker. I'll pick Yasmin. I don't know. Yeah, I'll pick Yasmin. Fence sitting, Yasmin by decision. I'm not sure, though. I'm not confident. This one, though, finally, I get to be biased for other than just racism. Jalen Turner versus Ignacio Bahamondes. Jalen Turner is getting the knockout. I don't care what anybody has to say. I don't care anything about this Ignacio Bahamondes guy. Don't care. Waylon Werner is getting back in the column, okay? Y'all understand what I'm saying, you know? He is getting a walk-off KO. He is... Oh, it's going to be vintage Jalen Turner. I can feel it in my heart, okay? He beat Gamrot. I don't care what anybody else has to say about it. Listen, people want to bring up this Dan Hooker fight. Do you understand? Dan Hooker went life and death with Dustin Poirier, okay? And then he lost. I get it, he was on a losing streak, but let's recount who he fought. Michael Chandler, Islam Makhachev, Arnold Allen. You know what I'm saying? Dan Hooker is not bad. I'm sick of the Dan Hooker hate, and I'm sick of the Jalen Turner hate because he lost a close decision to Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker's entire career was on the line, and he came out and he fought through a broken arm and an insane... Dan Hooker's a monster, and he showed everybody why he's a monster. Unfortunately, it had to be against my boy Jalen Turner. Whatever. Jalen Turner's beating this Ignacio Bahamondes guy. I can see it. I can feel like a, I don't know, head kick KO. I don't know why I'm feeling that. I normally don't go method of victory. Feeling a head kick KO, maybe second round. I say that, but I actually put he wins by a decision on fucking UFC 5. But moving on. Justin Gaethje versus Rafael Fiziev. I really thought this fight was 5 rounds. I actually put in my note that it is 5 rounds, and that favors Justin Gaethje. I found out via making my picks on UFC 5 that this fight is in fact not 5 rounds, and it is 3 rounds. Whatever. I still think Justin Gaethje wins. I don't understand why he's an underdog again right now. He was an underdog going into the first fight, and guess what? He beat Fiziev. I think he'll beat Fiziev again. I think he might even get the finish this time. I think he's going to go to his jab and uppercut way earlier on. I think he's going to feint takedowns. That's another thing. People, unsuccessful takedowns. Were you watching with your eyes open? He wasn't trying to take Fiziev down. He never tries to take people down, but he's going and he's grabbing at the thigh, he's grabbing at the calf, grabbing at the ankle, right? And then Fiziev goes down and then boom, uppercut. Like, I don't understand how people don't, whatever. He said a thing about how he got too comfortable moving backwards. He's going to start moving forwards. The leg kicks, the boxing, the wrestling. I don't see a way Fiziev is better. The only way he beats Justin Gaethje is the residuals of the knockout from last year, but I don't think that that's going to happen because it's been so long already. Or Justin Gaethje just is old and he's washed, and hopefully that's not the case, though. Time for the main event. Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev, the Big Stank. To parody Bedtime MMA's calling him Big Ank. The thing is, this ankle-looking motherfucker, he's way too confident striking. He literally kickboxed Rakic for 3 rounds. If he kickboxes Alex for the first 2 rounds, he's getting shut off. I don't understand why I think he's pretty good. I think you can hit him with the straight. Look at what Izzy did to him. You're comparing Adesanya to Magomed Ankalaev in the striking department? Are you serious? You're comparing Jan Blachowicz to Magomed Ankalaev in the striking department? Are you serious? Bro, Magomed is not going to be able to stand with Alex like all these other people can stand with Alex. And people don't even stand with Alex. That's the best part about that. Alex is going to walk forward, right? It's going to look like he's losing. It's going to look like somebody else is doing good against him. He's just going to keep unloading those leg kicks, which are going to absolutely disintegrate Magomed's legs, which it's almost like that makes the takedowns harder too, right? You can't put, like, how are you supposed to post and then lift somebody when your legs are gone? You know, I don't understand. Anyway, he's going to find his chin. I see a hook coming down, maybe an uppercut, knees up the middle. You guys know, strikers have been beating wrestlers recently. See Sean O'Malley versus Aljamain Sterling. We're not going to talk about Sean O'Malley versus Merab. Wow. Whatever, we're just going to breeze right past that as if I didn't make that horrific mistake. Anyway, I also just saw another stat that Alex has attempted more submissions in his career than Magomed, which doesn't actually surprise me. That's an ESPN stat. People are sharing it all around. Oh my god, I want to know why? Because Magomed beats people up on the ground. He doesn't try to choke you out. He doesn't try to throw up some random leg lock. Alex, on the other hand, and this is a thing that I will say negatively about him, he's too confident in his jiu-jitsu. Glover taught him too much. So when people pick him up and they put him on the ground, they're laying on top of him, he's got these weird guillotines. He's got these weird, like, triangles. I just said guillotine, goddammit. He's got these weird triangles. He throws up leg locks. Why are you throwing up leg locks in 2025? Who are you, Ryan Hall? What is happening? Anyway, though, I think Alex wins this. Round 3 KO. That's my pick. Let me know what your guys' picks are in the comments. I'll try to remember to do a reaction video to this card, because I most definitely did not do a reaction video to the last card. But I really do want to try to keep score of my picks and compare them to other people's picks, because I think I'm pretty good at this, you know what I mean? I think I know when to ride with the underdog, like Francis Marshall. I think I know when to go with the favorite. I don't know.